What's up, world? It's your boy Trey, retro_GT, and I am back because it is social work month. And so I wanted to hop on here and kind of discuss different roles that I've had in social work, because I know a lot of incoming social workers would like to know about the different roles that we can occupy in our field. And then, I know for me coming up, I never knew the vast amount of, roles and experiences that you can play into being a social worker. So I just want to talk about that real quick. Again, shout out to all the social workers out there. We appreciate you. We love you. We thinking of you this month because, a lot of stuff doesn't move without social workers. And so we want to make sure that we shout you out because you guys are great and amazing, right? Real quick, I'm right now as a licensed clinical social worker. I got my MSW at George Mason University in 2015, started their part-time program in 2012, and ended in 2015. Had no idea what type of work I wanted to do, but ended up, once I graduated, doing crisis therapy, which is pretty much doing psychiatric assessments to determine if people met criteria for psychiatric inpatient treatment. And if not, then we figure out, get them to an actual point where they're doing some type of outpatient treatment as well. So I did that for about 3.5 years. That was doing assessments on people who were suicidal, homicidal, psychotic, not taking care of themselves, incapacitated, unable to make decisions for themselves, and did that for a good amount of time. I went from there to doing substance use, working in a actual substance use clinic as maybe a care manager, case manager type role, helping connect clients to resources in the community. And that included like housing, shelter, clothes, treatment facilities, referring them to a higher level of care, this, that, and the third. That was my last job. And then, my current job is now I'm a full-time business owner and full-time private practice therapist, providing therapy to Black men and women, and with a special focus on Black men as well. But that is my full-time job now as a licensed clinical social worker. So I've worn different hats, roles, and titles. I definitely wanted to get into some of the policy work and macro side of things, but have never had the real resume experience to get the macro level work. So I've always been heavy on the micro side. I do a lot of meso work, community work, whether it's, organizing a Stop the Violence event in my hometown community, getting local leaders, elected officials, school board members, law enforcement together to have conversations about violence going on in the community, even down to organizing, being a part of a grassroots organization to remove a Confederate monument, going kind of against the same people that I was in communion with to get a Confederate monument removed. And we did that. Then, also creating some support groups in the area, doing trainings, facilitation around mental health, and especially with Black men. So, those are kind of the couple things that I've done. I think we can, we can get into the policy realm of being and the head of like DEI efforts at agencies and organizations, program management, nonprofit. I did a lot of nonprofit before I went into social work. I worked with incarcerated dads and working to connect them with their families. I also did a lot of work in the policy side from working with older adults, doing not so much of the assessments for interventions, but more so like connecting the dots between different policies in relation to older adult programs in the area and how we can run more smoothly. Also examining one of the policies that looks at programs for all-inclusive care for older adults. So like, a lot of times with older adults, they go to 10,000 different doctor's appointments, but At the time, Virginia was looking at, making sure that you have this one-stop shop where an old adult could get, the medical stuff, cardiologists, any of your other specialties, pulmonologists, I think I said that right, mental health, all that in one place versus multiple places. So that's a couple of, that's been some interesting experiences as well. So, I mean, coming into this field, you could do so much. You could do a lot of different things, and different roles. And so don't think that you just can just be your whole goal and being is to be a micro social worker, a clinical social worker. That's just not the case. That's just one aspect that just pushes us to that. It could be so much more, So yeah, please feel free to hit me up. Let me know if you got any more information, like thoughts about where to go, what kind of specific role, specific specialty you want to get into in reference to social work. A lot of people work with, I've been heavy on the mental health side, but, there are people working in, hospital settings as well. Community settings, community mental health, in assisted living facilities, and grassroots organizations, nonprofits. It's all over the place. So it's a big open net, man. You just got to find your niche role in your population. But if I can be of assistance, please let me know. Happy Social Work Month again, and hope this was helpful.